Good morning, student. I, Kinnari Dave, welcomes you all for Chemistry Standard 11, Chapter number 4, Part 5 of Chemical Bonding and Molecular Structure. Student, in the last part, we have studied about the hybridization. In hybridization, we have studied as the carbon is having the catenation property, and due to that carbon forms sp hybridization, sp2 hybridization and sp3 hybridization, and even we have studied about the s character also. Now here what is the sp hybridization with the sigma bond and pi bond, and then we are going to study about the covalent types of covalent bond. So today's topic is types of covalent bond and the dipole moment. But as per our trend, we are going to start with the little more revision part of part 4. So now students, just look at the board. We'll start the revised part. Here, as you know, the number of hybrid orbitals on central atom of a molecule or ion. How many number of hybrid orbital? Sp. Sp means 1s and 1p. So here you are having total number of 2 overlapping of the orbital. So that only we are just revising. Number of hybrid orbitals on central atom of a molecule or ion is equal to. Now here just giving little two more word to know the concept. Number of sigma bond plus lone pair of electron. Now what is the meaning of lone pair of electron, student, and what is sigma bond, student? Now that we have to understand by the example of we'll just take the example and then we'll go with, suppose if we are having SS overlapping. So here I am with this 1S and here it is with the 2S. So now suppose, student, S plus S overlapping, then here this 2 electron will be shared. So here this we can say that SS overlapping, or here we can just take 1s only. Suppose 1 electron of one electron from 1s and another electron from 1s. So this is known as SS overlapping, student. Now suppose in the same manner SP also overlapping is possible. As you know, p orbital will start from the quantum number 2. So here I can just go for the same way. Here it is a 1s, and student, what is the shape of the p orbital? Very good, dumbbell shape. So here I am just going to draw the dumbbell shape, that is for the 2p orbital. And now the overlapping can be seen, or the sharing of the electron from 1 from both the S and P. Here it is S and this is known as, just suppose this type of bond is possible in HF, hydrogen fluoride. Suppose we'll take the example of hydrogen fluoride. So this bond is known as HF bond or sp orbital overlapping. Hydrogen is 1s1 and fluorine is with the 7 number of valence electron. So we can say that ns2 np5 means 2p5. So here we have taken the p orbital. So this is example of HF, and this is known as the sp orbital overlapping. Now in the same way, suppose we'll take this little more example, then we'll go with the example of we'll take the example of C2H2. Here carbon triple bond carbon and hydrogen. Exactly, this is the formation. So we can say that it is a alkyne, or here with the two carbon, so we can say that ethyne. So we'll draw the what is the sigma bond and what is the lone pair of electron, that we'll consider from this. As in the last video, I'd explain you from the given example of H2O also. As you know that hydrogen and oxygen are bonded with the only sharing of one electron from the each, and oxygen is having the two lone pair which is not taking part in the bond formation. So that word I had used. So means now you know that what is lone pair, but here we'll just understand what is the sigma bond. Now how this overlapping can be occur and possible, so that we are just going to study about. Here the C2H2 means we'll take the Px, Py and Pz. So here carbon is with the 6th number of electron, valence electron, with the 4 valence electron with the 6 atomic number. So here we can say that the overlapping of the carbon is, here this is Px, this is Px. Same way here we can say that Pz, and this is Py. This is for one carbon, and the same way hydrogen also having its one electron, and here it is for the another carbon. So this is Px for another carbon, Py, and the same way Pz. So here you can see this overlapping for this, that is the known as sp-sp hybridization. Means here sp, this is p, and this is having the hydrogen, and here it is having the hydrogen. So this bond formation occurs. This is the sigma bond. Now here you can see this Px and Py. This Px and Py. Students, just I'll make it more clear. So I can explain you Py also. This is the overlapping of sp, sp. This is for hydrogen. Same way here, this is for hydrogen. This is hydrogen. So S is for hydrogen and this P of both carbon. Now here, as you know, this is having the PZ, and for the same way here also it is having the PZ, and same way PX and PX. Now this bond formation is possible because this bond is known as the pi bond. So here the bond between this Px and Px, which is formed the firstly, so this bond is sigma bond and remaining two bonds are of pi bond. Now if we will draw the structure of this in place of this sigma bond and pi bond as H2O or NH3, or we can say that carbon it is having the 4 valence electron. One is bonded with the hydrogen, one is bonded with the other carbon. So both the carbon is having one lone pair of electron. Means out of 4 valency, only 2 valency is satisfied. 2 valence electron are remaining unpaired, not taking part in the bond formation, which is known as the lone pair. So this is the lone pair of the carbon. Hope so student, you will understand this point clearly as I explain you. We'll take, if you want, then we'll just go with the one more example. If we'll take the example of O2 molecule, so it will be more easy for you because oxygen is very well known and we have taken many a time for the H2O, even in NO also, NO2 also. So we'll take the O2 molecule, student. O2 molecule. So here you know oxygen, which is having the 6 valence electron. Another oxygen also with the 6 valence electron, student. Now as I said, this oxygen is having the px and py. So I'll draw. This is px for this oxygen and py for this oxygen. Same way, for this oxygen px and for this oxygen py. As a electronic configuration, I don't think I have to write, but then also for oxygen, as you are writing that 1s2, 2s2, oxygen atomic number is 8. So 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4. 2p4. So 2p के अंदर this is the formation 1, 2, 3 px, py, pz and here it is with the px. So px के अंदर आप देख सकते हो student, it is with the one pair electron, means half spin and full spin, means it is a rotation and anti-rotation, clockwise and anti-clockwise both it is filled. So now the overlapping occurs between these two. So the overlapping occurs between px and px. So now I am showing the overlapping with px. One electron is taken part for the bond formation and that is for the another which is remaining, this py is remaining and here also py is remaining. Now they take the bond because the lone pair, they all both are the lone pair. So here this lone pair repulsion takes place and they forms the bond in such a manner, and that's why it is the known as pi bond. This is and this is known as pi bond. Is it clear, student, now? Okay. Now we'll go with the today's topic, and that is the types of covalent bond. We have studied the ionic bond and its characteristics. Even we studied the covalent bond and its characteristics also. But how many types of covalent bond are there, students? So there are 3 types of covalent bond. First one is polar covalent bond, non-polar covalent bond and coordinate covalent bond. Student, what is the meaning of polar? Polar as means you are known with the word pole. Pole, magnetic poles. Magnet is having the south pole and north pole. So south pole means the plus charge and north pole means the minus charge. The same thing if we'll consider here, then whenever the molecule whenever the overlapping occurs or covalent bond formation between the atoms of different element and forms the molecule. There is one atom is more electronegative than the another atom. So that forms the covalent polar types of bond. Means one atom possesses the partial positive charge and another atom possesses partial negative charge because of the both are either maybe electropositive or maybe electronegative, but one is little more than the others, and that's why we can just differentiate which one is more electronegative than the other. We just give the partial negative charge to the more electronegative, and which is the less electronegative, we'll give the partial positive charge to that atom, and that is known as the polar covalent bond. As we have studied about the HCl also. So as you know, you are generally writing and you know that H plus and Cl minus. It is not an ionic bond. If it is an ionic bond, then we know that it is a donation and acceptance of the electron. So it is NaCl is Na plus and Cl minus. So it is an ionic bond. But here the covalent bond, so this atoms of element with different electropositivity or electronegativity of the element. It may be electropositive also or it may be electronegative also. So when two atoms with different electronegative element join by covalent bond. Student, this word you have to keep in your mind. Here we are talking about the covalent bond, and the polar covalent bond means polar bond is formed only and only in the covalent bond. So that is ionic bond, KCl, NaCl, that is ionic bond, and here we are talking about HCl, H2O, HF, ICL. They all are known as the polar covalent bond. So when two atoms with different electronegative element, both is having different electronegativity, means hydrogen and chlorine. Hydrogen is also required of the one electron and chlorine also required of the one electron. But as you know, the chlorine is more electronegative than the hydrogen because it is a halogen group element. So both are, from this we say that chlorine is more electronegative. So we can put the partial negative charge, and this is known as the delta. It is the minus delta, and it is the partial positive charge. It is having the partial positive charge. So these are the two different electronegative element and they combine with the covalent bond. Same way, if we'll take the another example, student, then iodine chloride, ICl. As this both are of the same group, so both required one electron to complete their octet. So here also, but as down the group, as we know, the fluorine is more electronegative. So in the 17th group, if we'll go down the group, electronegativity is decreased, student. So this you have to keep in mind. That's why I have taken this example. Ki another group elements, you know that if the right hand side in the periodic table are more electropositive than the left hand side, but if it is of the same group element, then in the down the group, we have already studied in the unit 3, down the group if we'll move, then electronegativity is decreasing, and that's why ICl, from that iodine is less electronegative than the chlorine. So chlorine possesses minus partial negative charge and iodine possesses partial positive charge. So this is the example of polar covalent bond. this shared electron pair remains nearer to the electronegative element. The shared pair is nearer to the electronegative element because it is having the tendency to come closer with the attraction. So that's why it is known as the polar covalent bond. The next one, it is known as the non-polar covalent bond. In the non-polar covalent bond, student, generally it forms the molecule, means H2, Cl2, because here the sharing electron of atom of same element. Non-polar है, दोनों की electropositivity या तो electronegativity same है, means we can say that they are the atom of the same element. So here electronegativity or electropositive compound are same, and I have given the example H bond, Cl bond, N bond. They all are known as the non-polar bond. And it is very important, coordinate covalent bond. Coordinate bond also known as the dative bond also. It is also known as dative bond, student. Now this example will just take dative bond means what, or coordinate bond means what. Out of two, any one is little dominating. How it is dominating? Because it is having the more electronegativity than the another. So here in this coordinate bond, the required electron pair is donated only by the one atom element. Another one is just taking, it is not at all taking part in any of the giving and taking and sharing also. So here it is, that's why we can say that coordinate bond, it is known as the dominating type of bond. Means if we will take the example of NH4 plus and nitrogen with the 5 number of valence electron. So NH4. Now nitrogen is having still one electron remaining, and that's why this nitrogen dominate on any of the hydrogen, and this bond is shown by the arrow from the donor to acceptor. This bond is, coordinate bond is shown by putting this way arrow from donor to acceptor. Means नाइट्रोजन के पास में ये जो 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्स्ट्रा है वो ये हाइड्रोजन के साथ में वो उसको कोऑर्डिनेट कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड बना के उसके साथ में वो, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज द NH4 plus. If we'll take one more example, student, then that is little compound, or we can take that molecule NH3 and BF3. Student, generally this question which now I am going to explain you, that is asking mostly in the school exam, and this question is of 2 marks. Generally each of the school ask this question. So this question you just understand properly, so you will get completely 2 marks. Here we have to understand that if I am with the one example B F 3 and here I am with the NH3, BF3 and NH3 student. Now just what is the number of valence electron for the boron? Here it is a boron. So you know that boron is the atomic number 5. Means boron is having the one lone pair of electron which do not take part in the formation of the bond. Same way nitrogen is also having one lone pair of electron. This hydrogen will draw this side. So nitrogen is also having having one lone pair of electron. Here this boron is having only one electron. 3 bond it forms. So boron is having the one electron and nitrogen is having the one lone pair of electron. Now you know student, this boron required one electron and this way the nitrogen donate its electron pair by the atom with the bond formation. So the here bond formation is shown in such a manner, nitrogen से BF3 की ओर. Why? Because nitrogen is a donor and boron is a acceptor. So this is also very good example. So now you understand that what is known as the coordinate bond or dative bond. That's why the word is given dative, क्योंकि उसके ऊपर वो डोमिनेट करता है स्टूडेंट. सो नाउ अवर टॉपिक इज डाइपोल मोमेंट. So student, after studying the types of covalent bond, now you can understand easily the polar bond. One pole is positive and one pole is a negative. In comparison of that two atoms which took parts to formation of the molecule. So that is a partially positive charge and partially negative charge. So here we can define on the basis of that electronegativity. So what is known as electronegativity students? Electronegativity means out of these two, one is having more tendency to attract the share pair of electrons. Student, that you keep in your mind. Share pair of electron, the one is more stronger or one is more dominant than the another one to attract the share pair of electron towards itself, and that's why the electron pair is just nearer to the more electronegative element. So now let us read out the definition from the board student. Electronegativity means tendency of its atom to attract the share pair of electron towards itself. Out of these two poles, out of negative and electropositive element of atoms, which one is more electronegative, it will be attract the share pair of electron towards itself. But this condition is only at the time of the bonding state, not in the other state. So when the bond formation occurs, that is known as the electronegativity. It is more electronegative than the other, we can say that. And that's why we just say that from periodic table, from left to right, if we'll move, the electronegativity is increasing, while in the periodic table from top to bottom, if we'll go, then electronegativity is decreasing. And that's why the halogen group fluorine is the most electronegative element in the whole periodic table of 118 elements, student. So that is electronegativity. And from the electronegativity, now we'll come to the dipole moment, because here we have studied about the two poles. One is more positive than the another one. So that's why we can say it is a dipole. And the dipole moment which gives the idea of the shape of the molecule. And from this dipole moment and Lewis structure, the another theory that is our next topic, it is VSEPR theory, that is come to the scientist mind to overlap the whatever the not clear ideas from this topic will be clear from the VSEPR theory, student. So now the next one will go, it is a dipole moment. Dipole moment means here I had talked about the two poles. So two pole is always present in the polar covalent bond. So polar covalent bond or in polar molecule, one end is electronegative while the other one is electropositive. So that's why we can say that one is electronegative, one is electropositive. Means here the neutrality, if we'll think about the neutrality, then it may be balance. if the both the negativity and positivity will be equal. So the molecule possesses the two poles, and that's why the molecule is electrically neutral. Here we can say that the molecule is electrically neutral. We'll just check some of the example and we'll conclude that. In place of taking the example of, I am just drawing this. This is a atom and this is a B atom. So now the dipole moment is denoted by mu. We can say it is a mu. So dipole moment is denoted by mu, and here this is our A atom and this is our B atom. So the charges from on this A atom may be plus Q plus delta. जो हम चार्ज की बात कर रहे हैं, so it from on the A atom charges is plus Q and on B atom charge is minus Q. So here we are writing charge we have considered as a Q. Now the distance between these two atoms which took part in the formation of the molecule, that is known as the D, and it will be considered from the center of the A atom to the center of the B atom. So this is the distance D. So here we'll just think distance we have donated as a D. So distance D, charge Q, and A and B are the different atom. So if we want to just count the dipole moment, then we can consider that it is a product of. So mu is equal to product of Q into D. चार्ज एंड डिस्टेंस की जो प्रोडक्ट है उसे हम डाइपोल मोमेंट कहते हैं. सो मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ Q into D means magnitude of positive charge or negative charge and distance. Magnitude of positive charge or negative charge with distance. So this is known as the mu. Q into D. It is a product of magnitude of positive charge or maybe the negative charge with distance. And here if we'll think about that, the Q is equal to, charge Q is equal to 10 raised to minus 10 ESU. यहाँ SI unit है 10 raised to minus 10 ESU, and distance is equal to 10 raised to minus 8. Generally student, as you know, the distance SI unit is centimeter. So the distance is equal to 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. So if we want to find the mu, then mu is equal to 10 raised to minus 18. Means 10 plus 8 is equal to 18. So 10 raised to minus 18 ESU centimeter. ESU centimeter, and it is known as 1 D by D, capital D, and D is equal to DE BYE, D by. We consider at 1D. 1D is equal to 10 raised to minus 18 ESU centimeter, and that is the dipole moment. And if we want to identify the 1D की value क्या है, so 1D is equal to, here we'll write 1D is equal to 3.3564 into 10 raised to minus 30, and here again the unit is centimeter. Unit is centimeter. So this is the value of 1 dB. 1 D is equal to 3.3564 into no sorry student 3.33 not a 35 3.3364 into 10 raised to minus 30 centimeter. It is a 1 D value. एंड इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो जितनी डाइपोल मोमेंट ज्यादा होगी स्टूडेंट, क्योंकि यहाँ पर प्रोडक्ट की बात है ये, so more the electronegativity difference, greater is the dipole moment. More the, write down student, more the electronegativity difference. If we'll think about HF, then here the electronegativity difference is more. So more electronegativity difference, greater is the dipole moment. We'll take some of the examples student. Some where the dipole moment is 0 also, and that whenever the dipole moment is 0, the shape of that molecule is linear, because they both the atom are considering the same dipole moment in the opposite direction and cancel the each other's charge, and that's why the dipole moment will be 0. And whenever the dipole moment is 0, the shape is the linear shape. So I am just giving you the one of the examples. Students, suppose if we will take the example of HF, as we have taken the example previous also, HF, then HCl. HCl also, the both will cancel the each other's charge. Here it is partially positive, it is partially negative, same way it is partially positive, it is partially negative. So they cancel the each other's charge, and the value of mu is equal to 0 for this two. Now if we will take the example of suppose HI. If we take the example of HI, and if we will think out of these three, suppose the question asks you out of these three which one is having the more dipole moment. So as you know, the fluorine is more electronegative than the chlorine, and iodine is very least electronegative. So on the basis of that you can answer the more dipole moment is for HF and the least dipole moment is for HI. So HF is more electronegative than the HI. This is the answer for this question, students. Suppose this type of question is asked, then you have to find out the answer in such a manner, student. Now we'll take some of the example, as in the at the time of the before we have studied about the example of H2O also. So now here we'll just take the example. This is the only diatomic molecule we have considered. Now if we'll go about the polyatomic molecule also. So in the diatomic molecule, one and other will be considering as a electrically neutral. But what about of the polyatomic molecule? So if we'll take the molecule of CO2, we'll take the example of C 1 2 oxygen 1 2 3 4 5 6 Same way oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here it is a so carbon and oxygen. Carbon is partially positive and oxygen is partially negative. So now here what happens, student? This carbon is just due to this more electronegative of the oxygen. If we'll think the structure of this oxygen and CO2. So this CO2 not in such a manner, but oxygen is as a central atom because it is a more electronegative. You have to keep in your mind while drawing the structure, always the central atom will be more electronegative than the other. So here oxygen bonded with the carbon. Now carbon is having the partially positive charge, or if we have taken suppose the example of H2O also. So H2O also you know that H2O, and here we take the example of CO2. Now both the examples simultaneously we try to understand. Here the carbon is both the way the charge will be electrically neutral, and here the H2O oxygen is more electronegative. So what the oxygen will do, student? This oxygen will try to attract the electron towards itself. So and here it is having the lone pair also. So here the dipole moment mu is not equal to 0, but for CO2 this is also having the charges, and here it is having the lone pair of electron. So this charge will be go from carbon to this oxygen, and this from carbon to this oxygen. So here the magnitude of the product of dipole moment is 0. That's why the CO2 is having the linear structure, while the H2O is having the tetrahedral structure, student. So this is the main difference, but that is H2O with the band structure and CO2 is a linear structure because of the dipole moment. Here they will cancel each other's charge, while here the oxygen is more electronegative than the hydrogen, and that's why the oxygen attract the share pair of electron towards itself, and that's why the value of mu is not 0. So you have to keep in your mind, student, whenever the value of mu is 0, the shape is linear and they are electrically neutral. But this we have talked about only the diatomic molecule. Now we'll just go with the polyatomic molecule. So now here is some example of polyatomic molecule. The dipole moment is not only depends on these two atoms like a diatomic molecule. Here in the polyatomic molecule, the dipole moment is depends on the individual dipole moment of the atom which took part in the formation of the molecule. So this is very important. Here only these two are taking part. So dipole moment is only one is more positive and another one is less positive. So the more positive will be give the electron to the less positive element atoms. But here it is different, student. This way here again I have given the example of H2O, which I had already explained you. So now here we'll take another example in place of H2O. First we'll go with the CCl4, student. Carbon tetrachloride. CCl4 means carbon tetrachloride. Now here as CCl bond is a polar bond, but The CCl4 कार्बन टेट्राक्लोराइड इज नॉन पोलर मॉलिक्यूल। अब ये यहाँ पर समझना हमारे लिए बहुत ही जरूरी है। क्यों ऐसा है स्टूडेंट? Here the bond between C and Cl is the polar bond. Why? Because chlorine is more electronegative than the carbon. So CCl bond is polar, but this whole molecule CCl4 molecule is non-polar due to the carbon is having the +4 charge, because carbon is bonded with the 4 chlorine. So it is the summation of the polarity is equal to 0. Now here also this charge, chlorine is more electronegative, so chlorine attract the share pair of electron, this chlorine also attract the share pair of electron, this also and this also. So that's why the value of mu will be 0. Why? Because it become the electrically neutral by accepting or by attracting the share pair of electron. So the polarity is 0, but the bond CCl is polar, students. So this is the one example. Like that, before this I explain you along with this H2O, BF3 and NH3 also, and at that time I told you student this is very important because mostly in each school this question is asked. So BF3 और NH3 के लिए अगर हम पढ़ते हैं तो what is the dipole moment for BF3? Boron F and F. So now the boron is, what is the electronic configuration of boron, student? Boron is with the 5 number of electron as hydrogen, helium, lithium and boron. So here it is having the one more electron which is not at all taken part. And boron and fluorine. So fluorine is more electronegative than the boron. So what the fluorine does? Fluorine will take the share pair of electron towards its side, and here this boron is having one electron which did not take part in the formation of the bond. So now what happens, students? All the 3 bond are just go towards the boron side, and this dipole moment for this mu is equal to 0. Dipole moment for boron is equal to 0. Now if we take the example of NH3, nitrogen is with the 5 valence electron, so H and H, and with the one more electron pair which is not taken part, it is a lone pair. So what the nitrogen does? Nitrogen with more electronegative, so nitrogen attract the electron from the hydrogen, and this is also the non-bonded pair which is not taking part. So this also. So here the dipole moment mu is not 0. Mu is not 0. While here the value of mu is 0. So this is also the very well known example for the dipole moment, and if we want to just go for the shape of that, then NH3 is having the trigonal pyramidal. Due to this lone pair, it is also considered as a sigma bond. Lone pair is always considered as a sigma bond. So due to this lone pair, NH3, the shape of the NH3, it is known as trigonal pyramidal. Trigonal pyramidal. So this way you can draw the shape, or you will get an idea of the shape also. So here N, H, H with this lone pair. So it is this way you can consider as a trigonal pyramidal shape of NH3, or this type of molecule if we'll think, then it is known as AB3 type of molecule. As here we have taken A atom is more electropositive, B atom is more electronegative. So here it is AB3 type of molecule will having the trigonal pyramidal shape. But here also exception, you know that. This is the exception. BF3 is having also the AB3 type of molecule, but just the shape is not a pyramidal. The shape is trigonal planar. The shape of the BF3 is so the dipole moment effect on the shape also. So the shape of the BF3 is trigonal planar. AB3 type of, but shape both are different due to the difference in the dipole moment, student. So this way you can get an idea. For like CCl4 का एग्जाम्पल लिया, उसके बदले में अगर हम CCl3 का एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, क्लोरोफॉर्म कार्बन टेट्रा क्लोराइड CCl4 and CCl3 means chloroform. So now we'll just study about the CCl3 and we'll try to think what is the dipole moment in CCl3. So here the central atom is carbon, here it is Cl, Cl and Cl, and one electron which is not taken part in that is here. So the chlorine is more electronegative, student. So what this chlorine does? It takes the share pair of electron towards itself, and this also electron will be attracted towards the chlorine. So here if we will think, then the mu, what about of what is your answer, students, about the mu of this? What is the mu of this, student? It is equal to 0? No, because it does not cancel the each other's charge. So the value of mu is greater than 0, student. For carbon tetrachloride, the value of mu is greater than 0, and this way is all the bonds are not same, that you will understand. In CCl4 and CCl3, CCl is polar bond, but now CCl3 you can see that the dipole moment is different. So hope so, student, this point is very clear to you. As in the today's section we have studied about the first the types of covalent bond, and the next our topic we consider as a dipole moment, and on the basis of that in the next video we are going to study about the VSEPR theory, student. So enjoy watching, keep watching my videos, student, and along with that don't forget to subscribe my channel because it's your channel, student. Thank you.